Hey guys, welcome to my goals video for my reading and YouTube slash reading as a business kind of goals. I have been sharing these, I think, every year that I've been on BookTube, minus the first year because I joined in December of 2019. So I wasn't making goals then really, but I have been making a list. I will be sharing a recap of my 2024 goals yet. I've done pretty good. I haven't hit all of them and that's fine, but I've hit a lot of them and it's helping me to create my goals for this next year. I feel like every year I get to know myself better as a person and as a reader. So every year my goals are like more in line with what I want. I've shared over on my vlog channel that I think I have my words picked for next year. I always pick a word or two words or a phrase or something and have that like as my overarching goal for the year. Like everything kind of comes back to that word or those words. And I believe that my words for 2025 are slow and deep. I am not 100% committing to them until January. But as of right now, I feel like those are the words God's really laying on my heart for my personal life as well as my reading life. So to go with a slow and deep, I will start with my reading life goals and then go into my reading as a business kind of goals. A lot of my goals this year are going to be stemming from the fact that, I don't know, life circumstances, I guess. We moved here, changed provinces 6 months ago to plant a church. And one of the things I haven't really even shared is like we moved here to plant a church, but my husband doesn't get paid from the church. So he quit his job, got a different job. We moved here and there's, I mean, who has financial security these days, financial stability? But his job contract is coming up pretty soon. And so I am really going into 2025 thinking about how I can help my family financially. And that is going to play into my reading life and into my reading as a business life, as I'll talk about. But I'm definitely thinking about those things as I'm creating my goals for this year. So one of my things I'm going to be doing is spending less money on books. I feel kind of bad saying this because at this point my plan is to buy e-readers, which are expensive. And by the time this video goes live, I might have already bought one. But my hope is that I can use these e-readers and therefore spend less money on books. I'm trying to become an e-reader so I can save money in the end. So first goal is to spend less money on books. I want to keep my physical TBR, I think, under 20 books. That does not include classics or books that are in a series that I'm working on. But all the other books, as of right now, I think I have 33 books on my physical TBR that's what I have marked on Goodreads at least. And I feel like that's a little bit too many still. So I think 20 or less would be ideal. So my first goal is to hit that number and then stay there. I guess these goals are in no particular order too, just in case you're wondering. It's kind of just the order I created them in. But the next one is to kind of lean into my words, which are slow and deep, I think, and read that way as well. I think overall that will give my channel a little bit more of a light or dark academia feel. I want to be annotating more books as a part of this. I want to be reading more deeply, reading more classics, really immersing myself in the books that I'm reading. I want to keep a commonplace book where I can write quotes from books that I'm reading. I do have one right now that is super basic. I have a video over on my vlog channel sharing how I use it. I did that last year and I'm either going to continue using that book the way I have been or start a new one and do it a little bit different, but same general idea. I haven't used my commonplace book much in the last 6 months. Moving has just thrown everything off, but I would like to get back into it. A couple easy ones here. I want to complete my Read Your Bookshelf challenge for 2025. Since I've kept my prompts very vague and open and easy to interpret any way you want, I feel like this should be an easy goal to hit. My next one is to complete my a year of mod readathon, read along that I've created. And then I also want to be annotating all of the books that I'm going to be reading for that. I'm so excited for that. I really want to be spending more time reading Maud, and I'm like a whole year kind of dedicated to her. Sounds so perfect to me. Ooh, a pigeon just landed on my fence. Oh, how fun. We do not get many birds right now. I get very easily distracted. Okay, where were we? Okay, lean into ebooks. So part of the reason I'll be spending like more money on an e-reader than like the bare necessity is because I want to get a Kobo that I can annotate on, because I really want to lean into annotating. So I want to read ebooks, but I also want to be able to annotate them. I think that would be the way to get the most enjoyment out of them for me. Okay, and then I mentioned all those series that I'm currently in the middle of. I want to work on getting less series on the go. I think, did I write a number down? I want to get my active series down to 15 or less, okay? And then I want to, if I start a new series, continue with it like right away. Read one book a month or something like that. Like, don't ignore series that I'm enjoying. This next one, oh, is always a hard one. I think about this one every year and I'm not sure if it's the best idea. I have go on a book buying ban or create a limit for myself. I think that I'm not gonna put this as an actual goal though. I think about it, but I think between focusing on ebooks, not buying a ton of physical books, I think I'll be okay. Maybe I can revisit this partway through the year and see if it's something that I feel like I need to do. I also want to be able to, like, I don't want to put myself on a book buying ban because I want to try to support authors as well. Like, that's the hard part of having a bit of a tighter financial situation, is it's harder to support authors when you can't justify always buying all the books that you want to buy. Okay, next up is reread and annotate 2 of my favorite books. So this is not going to include my Lucy Maud Montgomery books. I'm thinking maybe The Oath and The Curse of Misty Wayfair. Those are 2 of my favorite books. But I'm not going to say for sure which ones, but at least 2 of my favorite books. I think this is really going to be the year for annotations. Okay, so I want to support indie authors and small publishers, which can be hard when you're trying not to spend a lot of money, but there are other ways to support indie authors and small publishers: requesting their books from the library, resharing their posts on like Instagram, raising awareness by like talking about their books if I've enjoyed them. I really want to focus on small publishers and indie authors a lot more this next year. I am once again in 2025 going to be trying out Storygraph. If I'm liking it, I want to consistently use it. I tried it years ago, really didn't like it, but I think I'm ready to try again. I like some of the stat stuff that you can get from Storygraph. I would like to be able to use that. So yeah, but if I don't like it, I'm not gonna force myself to continue with it. So I'll give it a try for the first few months, and if it's going decently well, then I'll continue, and if not, I'll give it up. Then the next few are super quick and easy. I'm gonna expand more on these. These are gonna be separate videos coming up, but I wanna read my 2025 fiction TBR. I'll be sharing those books yet. I wanna read my 2025 classics TBR, another video coming yet. And I think this one might only come in January, but I also want to, I'm creating a reread list this year. Books that I want to reread. I am not a rereader. I have not been one historically, but I would like to become one. If I like books, I want to be able to reread them and annotate them and just revisit my favorite passages. And so I'm going to be sharing a list of books I want to reread, but I don't know if I have time in my BOOKMAS calendar to fit it in. It might be a January video. I would like to join or start a book club. I've run a book club before. There is a book club local to me that seems to read books that I'm just really not interested in, but I would like to get to know people in the community. So I'm going to figure out how I want to make that work. I'm not sure yet. Okay, this isn't really a reading goal, but I want to kind of experience books in a more rich and diverse way than I have kind of in the past, in a way that put this on my list. And that is that I want to watch 3 movies or shows that are based on books that I have not watched before, ideally, and that are not Harry Potter, because I'm currently working through watching the Harry Potter movies. I'm not very good at watching movies or TV. Like, I would way rather just be reading a book, but I do think it can add to the reading experience if you also watch the movie or the show. So I'm going to try to do that this year. And the last one on my list right now, this is always open to me adding more goals to the list, but my last one is to read at least 5 Realm Award winners or runner-ups. I've found their list of books, their winners, their runner-ups, like they are really, really good books. I feel like that's kind of the niche of the kind of fantasy and science fiction books I like. And so I want to spend some more time reading books that I like, and that's one way I'm going to do it. Okay, I don't have very many goals in the like reading as a business side of things here, but I do have a few. So like I said, and this is also like YouTube goals-ish as well, some things you can maybe expect here in the next year. Let's start with like the real business stuff, and then we'll get more into the YouTube stuff. There's 2 potential book business things I'm thinking about. I don't know if I will do both of these or one of them or what exactly, and I feel hesitant to share because I don't know, am I scared of failure? I don't know what I'm scared of, but one of them is to potentially start a book marketing business, specifically where I try to help indie authors or authors with small publishers that are kind of in the circle of books that I really like. I want to help support them, raise awareness for their books, you know, get more sales for them, but also do it in a way that can help my family out financially. So that is one thing. Okay, I've tried several times to like start this next one, and I don't know why I feel so scared. I'm contemplating starting a book editing service. It's something that my mom like years ago said I should do because I would read so much and so fast. And now it's something like I'm seriously considering, so we'll see if that happens. Okay, now more onto Patreon and YouTube and that kind of thing. First of all, Patreon. Oh, these are like such scary goals to say out loud. I am hoping to start sharing my poetry over on Patreon this year. A little bit, yeah. That's a really hard one for me. I write a lot of poetry, but I don't share it. And I've contemplated I'm currently thinking about writing a book, publishing a book, a poetry book, maybe with short stories, I don't know. But I should be able to share some stuff online before that. More things that you'll be able to see here on the YouTube channel is probably more dark academia vibes in my videos, potentially some vlogs. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to keep my vlog channel just where I have vlogs, or if I'm going to bring some reading vlogs over here. But thinking about doing some annotate with me type videos because I have so many books that I want to annotate this year. I'm going to be doing quarterly favorites videos. Especially this year, I feel like it was really bad. I don't even know if I shared my favorites from the first quarter, but I want to share my favorite books in a quarterly wrap up so that I can really focus on and highlight those books. And I think that is all for my goals. I mean, I will potentially add more to this. I've got like a month left before the end of the year. Some additional things may get added. I always love to hear what kind of goals you guys are setting in these areas, because sometimes it helps me to think of some things that I need to add to the list, or it just triggers something where I go down a rabbit trail and end up adding other things to my list. So let me know what kind of book and reading goals you guys have, and thanks for hanging out with me today.